April 19th, 1993. The tanks are defensive only, Bob Rick's image on the television screen asserted. He was answering a reporter's question about the armored vehicles being used to smash the walls of the 50-year-old wood-frame building that housed the Mount Carmel religious group. Bullshit, Alex Newman thought as he tipped up his beer bottle and took a long swallow. You smashed a fifth of their buildings into kindling. Defensive my ass. The newsman, clustered at the 10:30 press conference, started talking all at once, but the FBI spokesman motioned for them to be silent. We're not negotiating. We're saying, come out. They got no food, no water, and no power, Newman thought, shaking his head. You want them to come out, Bob? Send everybody home except one guy with a folding chair, some suntan lotion, a good book, and a cellular phone. Smashed up wood frame building pumped full of CS gas. Don't say come out, Bob. It says you're dead. Newman finished the beer and set the bottle on the floor. Thank God I'm 1,000 miles away for this one. Bob Ricks wanted to step down from the podium amid myriad shouts and questions from the television reporters. Then he decided to make sure his point was understood. He leaned over and brought the microphone close to his mouth. We're telling them that this matter is over. Yeah, no shit, Agent Alex Newman said aloud and to no one in particular. About fucking time, the FBI man muttered when he saw some smoke appear from one of the second-floor windows of main building in the Branch Davidian compound. The tanks had been smashing first-floor walls for over an hour. The gym roof had collapsed a half hour earlier after tanks had knocked out most of the load-bearing wall in the gym area at the back of the building. During the time since the collapse of the roof, the feds had been firing pyrotechnic tear gas canisters through the sheetrock interior walls of the building. This had driven most of the adults and all the children inside the building up to the second floor. The stairwells had been destroyed by the battering ram, and the wood frame structure was just now beginning to catch fire. I guess we'd better call the fire department, the agent next to him commented, but made no move to carry out the suggestion. Give it a few minutes, his superior said as he looked at his watch. The time was 12:01. When you do, route the call through the sheriff's department and make sure they know they got to go through the checkpoints. Yeah, I got it. While he was waiting, the agent remembered something he had wanted to ask his boss. Think anyone will ask why we didn't already have fire crews standing by, along with all the armored vehicles, and waited so long to get them out here? Fuck 'em, let 'em wonder, his superior replied. And don't forget, we got a tame ATF agent, friend of that first guy killed, Willis, all lined up to be the independent fire investigator. Besides, who's going to challenge us on procedures? Good point. The news guys might also figure out that we sent the fire suppression helicopters home, the supervisor thought with a smile, and waited for the windiest day in 6 weeks to shoot pyrotechnics into an old wood-frame building. After we filled that building full of stuff that produces mustard gas when it burns, his smile grew a little wider. Fuck 'em on that, too. Jim, the stairwell's gone. We can't get out, the woman screamed at her husband as she clutched her daughter. She was choking and nearly blinded from the tear gas. I'll jump down, he gasped. Find something to prop up, climb down on, catch you if I have to. His lungs felt as if they were on fire as he swung his legs out over the hole in the floor and dropped down. An exposed lag bolt from the broken stairwell raked his side, making a ragged gash up his rib cage. The man cried out in pain just as his right foot wedged itself in the shattered lumber on the floor, and his ankle snapped with an audible crack. Nausea and searing pain washed over the man as he collapsed, but he forced himself to his feet, determined to get his wife and daughter to safety. He inhaled deeply, and it was then that his lung filled with hydrogen cyanide. The man's face turned a shade of blue, and he fell to the floor dead. Jim! Jim! His wife screamed, gasping for breath. She could not see her husband through the smoke, and he did not answer her. It did not matter. The Branch Davidians were all getting their final chemistry lesson, and it was going to kill every one of them in the building. The CS tear gas which permeated the building was not itself classified as flammable, nor was the solvent used to carry it. However, when the solvent evaporated, the remaining CS material was suspended in the air. As any high school chemistry student can attest, virtually any fine material will burn when it is uniformly suspended in air because of the tremendous amount of surface area exposed. A pinch of powdered aluminum tossed in a fireplace will prove this. A handful of cornstarch sprayed from a squeeze bottle will do so even more spectacularly. Grain dust explosions in grain silos and sawdust explosions in sawmills are more serious examples of this phenomenon. The pyrotechnic device fired into the wood frame structures had started several fires, which were spreading rapidly. When the fire hit the fine CS material suspended in the air inside the building, the CS burned, releasing deadly hydrogen cyanide gas. In less than a minute, the woman and her daughter were dead, as were others trapped in that section of the floor. Section of the second floor. Sheriff's office. Yeah, FBI calling. Listen, you better call the fire station and have them send some trucks to the checkpoints. It's a pretty good fire. The entire compound is going up right now. You got it. The time was 12:16. Sheriff's office dispatch here, announced the man from the McLennan County Sheriff's Department. Yes, said the fireman on the other end of the line. He had been wondering when the call was going to come. This Hawthorne? Yeah, it is, the fireman replied. They've got a fire at the compound. Tell me about it, the fireman said immediately. No shit, Sherlock, was what had been going through his mind. He could see the flames from where he was standing. Are y'all en route? The dispatcher asked. No, we're looking at it, just waiting for you to call. Okay, take off then. The dispatcher at the sheriff's office broke the connection. In 6 minutes, 2 pumper trucks pulled up to the FBI checkpoints, but the feds ordered the fire trucks to stay put. It would be 12:40 before they were allowed anywhere near the burning building. The FBI's delaying tactics worked perfectly. By the time the trucks arrived, the hellish inferno and the deadly hydrogen cyanide had done their job. Pathologists who later examined the charred corpses would find hydrogen cyanide in the burned bodies. Since hydrogen cyanide cannot be absorbed into a person's body after death, the pathologists would correctly conclude that many of the people trapped in the building, both children and adults, were already dying from inhaling poison gas by the time the flames finally consumed them. The firemen, standing at a distance, felt the blast of the heat on their face and stared helplessly at the monstrous blaze. One of them summed up the situation with a single sentence. Even God himself couldn't put that bitch out.